Hey, this is True North again with my second and final video response to nobodyjones1. I'm making this the final one because, well, this argument that we're going through can go on forever. I just want to address these final comments that I see they left on my video, and then we're going to be leaving it at that. Okay, nobody, you start off where we last left off. I told you that you're very tenuous as to what your position is, because you really don't have one. You chose to follow that up with an attack on my atheism and calling me Jim Bob. Well, my name's not Jim Bob. You can call me True North 15, or if you look at my profile, I actually put my first name up there, Nathan. Jim Bob, sorry, that's not my name. Now, as to whether or not there's proof for the existence of God, that wasn't the topic of this video, so it really doesn't come into it. And you try and work that, my atheism, into whether I'm being, let's see, atheistic intolerance dressed up as reason. I don't know where you're trying to go with this one, but you saw something to attack, that being my atheism, and you went ahead with that. So you really haven't made any points there. Your next comment involved a 4-point argument. You said that you never denied the Holocaust and that I've accused you of denying it. Now, if you had looked at my comments, you would have noticed that I wasn't accusing you of denying the Holocaust. I was trying to make a point that you were upset with me pointing out that it was the teachers' fear of getting in arguments with the Muslim students that was preventing them from talking about the Holocaust, or that was their reasoning behind not talking about the Holocaust in class. And I asked you straight up if you felt that was right. A couple times you went and made contradictory statements that didn't really lead one way or another in regards to the question I asked. So, in order to force the point, I asked and then stated that you must deny the Holocaust, trying to provoke some sort of rational answer to the question I had asked. Apparently that failed. Okay, you never promoted faith. Well, you've got a real problem with my atheism, and you've got a problem with pointing out that there are Muslims involved in the teachers' decisions. And really, by the way, we're still forgetting the fact that I was ranting at the teachers, not the Muslim students themselves. But faith seems to be a big portion of your rant and argument against me. So, really, you're promoting faith of some sort, especially since you have such a problem with me being an atheist and all. Okay, you never attributed the Holocaust to Catholicism. No, I guess that is true. You didn't attribute it to Catholicism. However, the first comment, you were quite quick to point out that it was white Christians in Germany that were behind it. And the reason that I made the jump that pointed out it was Catholicism really got behind it was the fact that the Pope rubber stamped the Adolf's regime in the beginning. And Adolf was a Catholic. So let's just forget about that one. Okay, and your fourth point really isn't a point. Talking about how apparently I can't debate, that I make up bullshit to make up for my culturally biased shortcomings and deficit in comprehension. That, sir, is bullshit. You're making a judgment on my culture, and you're somehow the more tolerant one. That doesn't jibe. Okay, next comment. Don't offend religion. No, that's totally your projection. The next statement that you say, though, contradicts what you just said. Don't add to the cacophony of unwarranted attacks upon faith. That, by the way, is your opinion, because it is flavor of the hour to demonize Islam. You know what? I'm not for any one religion. And Islam, Christianity, Judaism, paganism, whatever, I don't buy any of it. And I buy the need to respect or not offend religion ridiculous, whether it's Islam or any of the others. So you haven't said why it's unwarranted to do a rant against Islam itself. Okay, this is how Holocaust happened in the first place. Remember, no, you know what? The Holocaust happened because Hitler wanted to create a scapegoat, get all his people in his country against the Jewish threat. And so he started getting them angry against Judaism in general. That's where you get those videos where they depict Jews as rats and whatnot. Disgusting things, but needless to say, it was because he used them as a target for all the angst and anger that had been occurring in Germany since World War I. Okay, so then you go on to say that the only point, which it's been taking you forever to actually say what your point was, in response to my earlier video, was that somehow making comments against Islam is part of what led to the Holocaust against the Jews. Yeah, you really did not get the point of my original video, which was against not the Muslims in the classrooms, but actually the teachers who were afraid to engage the Muslim students in discussion, which could possibly lead to an anti-Semitic argument. So thank you for coming out. I'm sorry that you didn't quite get that part. I've tried to illustrate that for you many times, but you just never got it. Yeah. You then seem to imply that I'm culturally conditioned to use cliches. We're going to get to that in a moment.